Welcome to Act Out. I'm Eleanor Goldfield, and this is your tipping point. You can probably tell that today's spoken word was directly inspired by our dear Mr. Hope and Change, and his latest and last State of the Union address. Now, I'm not going to go into too many specifics about that, because as it's been more than a week, you've no doubt read and heard most of them, and if you haven't, truly, if you Google Obama State of the Union lies, you'll find no shortage of links, and not just right-wing nutjob links. You'll find plenty of links that show the shameful reality of his deeds next to his fluffy, cuddly, and just outright wrong words. I'll give you an example. His statement that the unrest in the Middle East is rooted in conflicts that date back millennia? Well, I guess if you mean that human beings have always gotten off on killing each other and that our human nature tends to veer towards violent conflict, and we really have to work to change our own tendencies towards that conflict and violence through a fair and just distribution of resources, then yeah, I'm with you. But if you're trying to suggest that shit is so vehemently fucked up in the Middle East because that's just how it is, yeah, fuck you. As a June 2015 Guardian article pointed out, this US and Western habit of playing with jihadi groups, which then come back to bite them, goes back at least the 1980s war against the Soviet Union in Afghanistan, which fostered the original Al-Qaeda under CIA tutelage. It was recalibrated during the occupation of Iraq when US forces led by General Petraeus sponsored an El Salvador-style dirty war of sectarian death squads to weaken the Iraqi resistance. And it was reprised in 2011 in the NATO-orchestrated war in Libya, where ISIS took control of Gaddafi's hometown Sirte. Not so much millennia then as decades. I mean, I would go back even further to the 1950s when we overthrew Prime Minister Mossadegh in Iran after he nationalized the oil industry. Don't fuck with our black gold, kids. Don't do it. Regardless of when you choose to start this anthology of US freedom crusades, the simple fact is that no, that region didn't just become a quagmire by accident, but through direct, pointed action. Just like poverty doesn't exist, that shit's planned. Terrorists, just like thugs, just like men, are created. Created by war, created by indiscriminate killing. Like, one might almost say, carpet bombing. Oh wait, what? Obama doesn't think that carpet bombing people's the answer? Well, as this meme by Lee Camp points out, if carpet bombing civilians isn't the answer, what makes just regularly bombing them the answer? What exactly do you mean, Mr. President, by carpet bombing? And where does your current foreign policy of killing innocent civilians fit in? And furthermore, what do you base your continued use of drone strikes and bombing campaigns on? From that same place of wanting to keep Americans safe and killing terrorists? Because we've established that neither of those are the byproducts of your bombing campaigns. In fact, it's actually now pretty much common knowledge to anyone who doesn't work for the Pentagon that for every enemy that we kill, we create dozens, if not hundreds more. Put simply, our bombs can't fix this. As that same article from June of 2015 states, what's clear is that ISIS and its monstrosities won't be defeated by the same powers that brought it to Iraq and Syria in the first place, or whose open and covert war-making has fostered it in the years since. Endless Western military interventions in the Middle East have brought only destruction and division. It's the people of the region who can cure this disease, not those who incubated the virus. In other words, Mr. President, you're full of shit. Your speech is filled with more fluff than whipped marshmallows, and your deeds have said what your mouth is clearly not capable of doing. Fuck the Middle East, fuck our safety, I like drones, let's kill some folks because, you know, I'm good at it. Well, to be fair, he actually did say that last one. Now, to support ending not only drone warfare but the US military involvement in the Middle East, take a look at these organizations. Veterans for Peace, Code Pink, No Drones, that's KNOW for those of you not watching the screen, World Can't Wait, and Voices for Creative Nonviolence.